ultimately, what may swing the game in their favour. Al-Bashal. And again, Barsain with another good challenge.
And they're growing confidence because of the clean sheet. Now they can think about going forward, trying to attack Al Nassr.
Al Nassr, no shots, but they are very much in the game.
Yeah, they're growing into the game. Just growing in confidence a bit.
Well, the shot count tells you all you need to know, really, in terms of who's offering more going forward. But the game within the game is one which Al Town are very happy with at the moment. And now Al Jumaya, he does have the pace to break into the penalty area, and he looks to go all the way, and in the end it's the side netting.
I'll tell you what, the back line there for Al Nassr was all over the place. Keep an eye on this. Laporte and Simikan, the distances between the two centre-backs are miles apart, and then they can't recover.
May have been offside, but in any event, is that an issue for Al Nassr, Don? Because they're pressing so much, that line gets higher and higher and higher.
Yeah.
And that someone like Moussa Barrow could really capitalise.
Yeah, I think it's a case of once Laporte's got the ball, because he's trying to find a pass, and then maybe him and Simikan, who are good players, can keep hold of the ball. Maybe because they are super confident. And you can see the fullbacks, how wide they are. They can be a little bit exposed at times if they do give the ball away.
Al-Bashar.
That's where Al Town, when they get the ball back off Al Nassr, have to move it into Barrow a lot quicker.
Well, he's seeing signs. The Argentinian coach, of course, his successor, or predecessor rather, Heracles Shamuska, left for Neon, the team who are currently top of the second tier after successive promotions. They could well be in the Roshan Saudi League next season. I'm sure they will look to be a force as well, but Pioli, who came in to replace Luis Castro after a draw with Al Ahly, once dropped at home in the early weeks of the season for Al Nassr. Overall, the results are very good, but it's what teams are doing elsewhere which maybe puts them into more perspective this season. Barrow, Al Nassr, he does well. Now Barrow again. Al Jumaya. Clever ball infield from Barsain. Al Jumaya found by Barrow. The cross was really fizzed in, but nobody on the end of it.
I tell you, fantastic ball, you know. It was really good football. Barrow sort of started the move by linking the play, but he couldn't get on his bike, and then once the ball was cut back, he was just on his heels a little bit. If he sprints into the box, he might have had a chance to finish that off. A good move, that, from Al Town.
Now the free kick's given. Saying the player who was fouled by Ghanam and Al Ghanam, and it will be Girotto who tries to bring it forward now, and then Al Hassan really crunches into that challenge on Barsain.
I think he'll argue he got a piece of the ball, but it did seem a bit aggressive.
Well, it's only his second start of the season for Al Nassr, and he has picked up the first yellow card in this game.
Yeah, it's very, very clumsy. Just lost their way, Al Nassr, the last 10-15 minutes. I think purely tactically, as I said before, we'll want Al Gharib and Sadio Mane to get closer to Ronaldo, but Otavio, not need him on the ball more.
Mane now going down, and that will be a free kick conceded by Al Nassr. in midfield, Al Nassr, but they're not really using it. No one's making that run beyond.
And you can see the back line now of Al Town just retreating back into a 5. So they look very, very solid. Ronaldo's drifting to the right, so Brozovic in this scenario is the false 9. Yeah, they're...
Has been outgoing business in the transfer window for Al Nassr. Sekou Fofana was sold to Rennes in France at the start of the window, so that potentially frees up an overseas spot. Well, we can hear the Al Town supporters seeing their team for more and more going forward now. They've certainly got more pace, haven't they?
Definitely. I think it's when you watch, you know, we're on 38 minutes at the start, so we're not quite at half time, but I think the tail of the tape has been that Al Nassr started the game really well the first 15 minutes. They look quite sharp, picking passes, but Al Town have grown into the game and they've been really good the last 10.
Al Ahmad with the challenge on Mane, but it's only a throw-in. Again, it comes to nothing. Laporte, Simakan.
So one team will grow and there'll be Al Town to be a little bit deflated because things like that's happening. Loose touch, throw in. Figures of assist. That's why you've got the 10 shirt on. That's why you're playing in that position.
Al Jamaya is still down. One of the more curious stats ahead of this game is Marcelo Brozovic has created the most opportunities for Al Nassr this season, but got a single assist. frustrated about that. I'm sure as a midfielder you would be.
Yeah, that's where sometimes stats can be a little bit misleading. If you're playing well and you're putting chances on a plate for your teammates, but they're not scoring, you don't get the credit because you don't have any assists in the bank.
Well, Jemaya is back on his feet and Garena wants his team to do more with this set piece than the previous one, but
well, he's got to leave the pitch.
Yes,
the referee's having to leave the pitch at the closest point.
Doesn't look in great shape at the moment, but we are close to half-time. Free kick here for Al Town. High towards Girotto and significantly beyond him.
Yeah, not a great free kick that. I think the apologies come. Girotto made his move around the far post, but it was over here. And now they've got to see the first half through now. Al Town keep the clean sheet. Done all the hard work.
Brozovic. Now Simakan. Otavio. We have some room here, but Al Ahmad again is sticking to his task. Otavio wriggles away from him once, but not the second time, and he hits the deck again and once again doesn't get the free kick. But it's a throw-in for Al Nassr. Al-Ghanam is looking for movement. Mane. Al-Nassr will eventually clear. Barrow. Now 1-2 with Al-Ghanam. Into the penalty area. Brozovic in support, and Al-Madiwi concedes the corner.
Good tracker back there. Great tracker back from the skipper. Realised that Brozovic might have been in, so he tracked them all the way back into the 18-yard box.
Only the second corner of the game. Al Gharib will take it towards that near post area. Now he gets it back. Players from both sides going down. With a head injury involved, play will be stopped as we enter 5 minutes of added time. And it's Simakan who is down for Al Nassr. Elsewhere, Al Qadsiya have won by 3-0 at Al Wada, so they're currently up into third position in the table. Let's have a look at what happened here again. Simakan involved with the Al Town player who went down initially, and then maybe a clash of heads between himself and Al Ahmad.
Oh, painful.
He looks to be okay.
Strong boy though, Simakan.
You would think he and Laporte would be the ideal sort of partnership defensively, so the lack of clean sheets is a bit of a mystery.
Yeah, maybe it's their team shape, maybe it's the two full-backs are playing too high up the pitch and leave the two centre-backs a bit exposed at times.
Well, Barrow's won it here in the wide area. He works the 1-2, the cross in towards Fajir, but it's just beyond him.
Oh, good idea. Right idea, early cross from Musa Barrow here. Try to whip it in towards the far post. Only a couple of yards too heavy.
It's a goal kick as we tick into the 3rd minute of added time. The first half, which has been low on chances Seen a couple of long-range efforts from, although they were on target, they didn't really trouble Mailson. That far post volley from Al Gharib, which was also straight at the goalkeeper.
Yeah, that was probably the best chance of the game from Al Gharib. Ronaldo's 2 shots, as you said, from distance, even though statistically they go down on target, didn't really trouble the keeper.
SC or score. Let's solve this. अनि आज सुरुको पेजमा अनि त्यसपछि हेरेर 1 गोल हान्यो ताइवान र अल नसर अनि त्यसपछि यहाँ टाइम देखाउँछ कति सेकेन्ड त्यसपछि यहाँदेखि यस्तो गरौँ नि हाफ टाइम भइसक्यो हाम्रो साथी टाइम भन टाइम सिद्धि के र के हुन्छ अघि 1-0 पर्चा राख्यो यार के